Thor Gunderson, and today is another episode of the Collectiverse. They have turned to the dark side and left it in my control, so you know what that means. So we have some of the usual suspects here today. We're welcoming back the Rogue Meister himself after his Jesus Christ tour 2017.
That's right. Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah.
How you feeling today, sir?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling the spirit.
I know that's right. Also, it is my great pleasure to introduce from down under, by way of Metropolis and Gotham City, the world's finest themselves, Batman, Superman, Jason, Adrian, the Odd Couple, Statue Review. How are you, gentlemen?
We're doing fine. Thank you for having us, Dark Lord.
Oh.
We're looking very forward to you hosting the show this week.
Very excited.
My pleasure, sir. I'll drink to that. And my new cohort, Mr. Chris Morrett of the Jedi Council. And I shall kick it to you now, sir. How are you today?
I am doing fabulous. Can you guys see and hear me? I've got new tech that was not working well yesterday and barely working this morning. So hopefully this turns out the way it's supposed to. But I'm glad to be here. Super excited about today's show.
Put it this way, the last piece of tech that Chris bought was a gramophone, so that's pretty much told you how much of a step up it's been today.
Hey, that's high tech for me, man. I'm telling you, I love it. It plays them record thingies, the circle discs. Yeah.
And also, we got the spin doctor himself, Mr. Richard Melbourne. How are you today, sir?
And Jonny's going to be joining us in a bit. He's stuck in traffic, I think, or something like that. Or I really think he's trying to get the crumbs out of his beard, but I'll not say that. I'm good, man. Been a good week. Been a busy week for Collectiverse. Had a lot of new things happen. I feel like I woke up one morning and went to myself, you know, you're not busy enough. Maybe you should do more. So anyway. Because you can probably tell now for the people who watch the TV show quite regularly, some new faces that are starting to show up. Whether you think they're pretty or not, it's another matter. We'll discuss that in another TV show. But basically, yeah, we've got Chris, who's coming, Chris Morrett, and we've got Thor, who's and we've got Rodney, we've got Vladimir Jones, who's not here. He's at the minute. He's basically somewhere in Siberia. He's on like a secret mission or something. So Rodney will be back next week, and then we've got Jason, Adrian. These are just not CV show members; they're actually Collectiverse members now. They're part of the team. They come in and they've got some exciting things planned that their expertise, their talent can sort of bring to the team. I want to shoot for the first one. We've got a couple of announcements based around that. I'm going to go back to our host, Mr. Darkside himself, who wants to tell you about something that he's working on that he's very excited.
I am very excited. Chris Morrett and myself, we have a show coming up called Sith Happens. It's going to be everything Star Wars, new pieces. We're going to talk about the movie, of course, which is about 3 weeks away. Animation, Star Wars, Rebels, Pops, comics, animation, everything, you name it. Everything Star Battlefront 2, you name it, we can discuss it. It's a live show. You can interact with us. And also, here we're going to be giving away stuff like these brand new Code of Bakia Stormtrooper set. We'll ship it to you. We haven't decided what the contest is going to be. Of course, it's going to be Star Wars related. And we want you to join us. So, Chris, you got anything to add, brother?
No, I'm just excited. I'm still checking out all the new stuff. And I got to tell you, I think with this whole new, I guess you want to call it new generation of Star Wars movies, cartoons, it's creating a lot of new collectible stuff for people like myself, including comic books and novels and all that. So I got to stop touching the table here. Everything's shaking. So we're not in California, okay? That's just me excited and playing with new technology. So, yes.
You could have blamed it on earthquakes.
No, we're good.
Yeah, basically, it's Rodney, Thor, and Chris are going to have this Sith Happens show, and it will be all about collectibles, about the movies. And I can't think of two guys who literally, Thor knows everything about Star Wars, if I ever got a Star Wars reference, I need to cover it. I just basically go to him. And Chris used to be a Jedi, so to be fair, he's pretty good on that thing. So I can't wait for that to start.
Turning him to the dark side.
Yeah, I might retire and do something else, like surf coffee or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
It will be live every week for everyone to know. So we'll let you know what date that's going to start, and there will be guests as well. So go on, Rick. Sorry.
Yeah, y'all may not know this. I used to be a bounty hunter, actually. Me and Boba Fett went toe to toe one time, man. It was pretty rough. You guys pretty tough.
Yo, Jabba no Baga.
Oh, Jabba.
But you did that was wrapped in toilet paper.
Yeah. And moving on, our second new arrival is Mr. Jason Bond, 007 himself. And basically, he's got a new show that is starting tomorrow, actually. It's been in the works all week. So, Jason, tell me about what show you've got coming.
Thanks, Richard. 009.5, actually, buddy. So we're doing a new show called What a Character. We're basically going to do breakdowns of classic characters from original conception, how they've developed over the years, and how they are today. Basically, give you a bit of backstory, give you a bit of information about characters. We're starting off with the big guns, so we're going to be doing the Justice League and that, and we'll move into the Avengers, the X-Men, through the other teams, and then we'll start on the villains and stuff like that. So we're going to start with the big guys first off, and then start working with the lesser-known characters and give people some expertise from my comic book history. We've decided this because folks like Adrian here don't read comics. They only watch movies and TV shows. So
animated shows.
Yeah, so a lot of the actual history where a lot of these shows draw their inspiration from, a lot of the new generation don't know. So I'm just going to try and step forward and help educate a few of the youngsters.
Whoever ordered the pizza, can you get it and then shut the door? I don't know who that is. Is that Jonny?
Whoa.
Somebody's like echoing. Who's watching the chat?
Not me.
That's a good question.
No, sorry. Anyway, the first episode goes up tomorrow, and that is going to be Superman. So we started with a really big gun, and that will be up tomorrow. So I can't wait to show everybody that. And one last announcement from us, which I might can share a few details of this. We will have the first Collectiverse meetup / dinner party happening in January. Now, not everyone can get excited about this because we can only pick one location. We've got people all over the world now. So the first one will be in Los Angeles. It will be Seal Beach. There will be statues there. There will be artwork there. We've got a few people sending some stuff down. It will be a ticket affair. There will be food. There will be drinks. I think Ian said he's already sold like 30 tickets just yesterday to people who were actually there. It's a really nice place. It's like a restaurant, art gallery sort of place. There will be live entertainment as well. So that's planned for the 20th, which is a Saturday in January. More details will follow on the Collectiverse website. I was going to be flying out for it myself. I actually was. But I'm already flying out to the US in March for something else to do with the Collectiverse that we'll talk about in a later episode. So I can't fly out twice in 2 months. I'm not that lucky. So anyway, let's move on to the first topics after all them announcements.
Alrighty. So we got a jam-packed show for you today. The first topic here is kind of stomach-turning for me, but, you know, that's just life. The first topic is collecting as an investment. Just getting a pre-order of a statue coming out that everybody's going to want just to flip it on eBay or something like that, or, you know, that's your sole purpose, you know. Not to collect the statue for the art or for the love of the character, but just to make a profit. And I want to kick this out to the world's finest first, because I believe this is your topic. And you know, what are you thinking about this subject?
Yep. Look, to be honest with you guys, flipping is a curse on basically a blight in our community. I think it's firsthand what's led to some of the prices becoming out of reach, like particularly the older pieces. In saying that, though, from an investment point of view, it's the same as any investment in anything, guys. If you do your homework, you buy low, you sell high, you can make a profit and stuff like that. The problem is, when you're buying brand new pieces, you have no idea what's going to take off, what's not. because you may look at a piece, as we've seen recently, as Thor was saying with the IS Vader and stuff like that. There's been conjecture over, is there an older piece? The mythos is now no good because of the IS Vader, and people are starting to sell that to get the IS Vader. Now, people were sitting on mythos. This is a prime example of the mythos line when they came out were medium priced, but you could easily double your money selling them on the open market in recent times. There's other ones as well, similar stories. Like we'll use the Godfather from Hot Toys, the DX series, the Mythos series, and then the other side of that is like things like the Man of Steel, Christopher Reeves, PFs, and some of the older Marvel comiquettes. The price has completely fallen out of them, and you'd be lucky to get your money back. So it's really hit and miss in that regard. That it's probably more risky than, say, shares or coins or comics because their markets are more set. And with what we do, price is perspective. You know, like you'll get guys that, look, I'm a mad Marvel fan or something like that, so I'm going to put an extra $50, $100 value on these items as opposed to someone that is coming in looking just to buy and resell. And if they're going to do that, well, they're not going to pay you what they're worth because they want to sell them at what they're worth. So in that regard, yeah, you know, you can either lose a lot of money or make a lot of money. Really just, it's all pot luck.
Yeah, it's just a hit and miss kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And what do you think about it?
Well, I was kind of going on what you were going to say, but with it being a hit and miss, it's really about personal preference, about what's in the market. Because if you're talking about investing, well, statue, like collectors and people that are into statues, it's already a niche market, not really mainstream compared to others. So, yeah, well, basically, people's preferences, a new movie comes out, or like people just lose interest in a certain statue or a certain character, you can see the price kind of fall. And if you're planning on to actually flip it, well, you're out of luck there.
What do you think, Rick?
You know, I don't think there's really money to be made right now in statue collecting. I mean, if you're buying to try to sell it later on and get your money back on it, it's going to be tricky. There's going to be a few pieces here and there that you're going to be able to sell for a profit, but I really think that the amount of statues like that that are coming out now, it's so small. It just doesn't seem like there's any point in thinking, well, I'm going to make money off this down the line. If you had one of the like original sideshow pieces, maybe you could make some money selling it. But if you look at the PFs and stuff that are coming out now, and you look at the secondary market, people aren't making money off of them, and a lot of times they're losing money. I have a lot of friends that's trying to sell stuff right now as we speak. They're not selling stuff. They're not just like losing money. They're not even selling it. And some people could argue that it's because of the holidays, but once you get past the holidays, it's not going to pick up. It was like this a few months ago as well. I think that it's just not a good market for trying to invest in this as some kind of a, you know, if you say, well, I'm going to retire off this, I don't know that it's going to happen. The market's too saturated. I think there's too many statues. I think there's going to be more and more statues as we go along. I think if you buy a piece now, you better want to keep it because it's not going to be, you're not going to get any money back on it. I mean, you're going to lose money. The only pieces that I have seen that you can actually make a profit on is there's a couple of XM pieces that are pretty sought after that you can actually turn a profit on if you bought them when they first came out. Yeah. And, you know, like Cable, you know, Venom, some of those, they're selling for above retail. Ghost Rider, yeah, you could make some money off Ghost Rider if you'd have jumped on it. But, I mean, even some of the newer XM pieces that have come out recently, they're selling for less than retail. So, you know, I'm just not seeing it. I'm seeing Prime 1/3 scales going for less than retail. So, you know, I just don't see money to be made anywhere in the hobby right now for that kind of stuff. You know, even like I've even seen some customs, you know, sold for well less than what they paid. So, yeah, it's something to consider. Yeah, so I just don't think anybody should go into the hobby if they're new, starting out right now with the idea I'm going to keep this piece and sell it a year later for a profit. I just don't see it happening. You have to pick a particular piece that it just happens to be that one piece that everybody wants. If you don't get that, it just ain't happening. I mean, you know, that's
on what you're saying too, Rick. With that, like I think you got to play the long-term game in this too. If you're looking at that, you want to make big money, you need to basically sit on it for a few years. Not you get none of this 3-6 months stuff where you can just turn around. They're not going to sell. Right. The last one we've seen sell out like that was Thanos on Throne, and I think we're going to be a while before we see another one like that.
Yeah, and I think that's an argument to be made, but I have a different theory. I think the market's headed in the wrong direction. I think 3 or 4 years ain't going to make a whole lot of difference. I really don't. I think 3 or 4 years, something new is going to come out somebody wants. It's just, I just don't see it. I could be wrong, and we'll see in a few years, but I actually see the market going the other direction. I think it's just
I'll put my money on you, Rick. I think you're right.
That's just my opinion, but hey, I could be wrong. I kind of hope I am, because I got a lot of statues. I don't want to be worthless in 3 or 4 years. But, you know.
There's nothing stopping that, Rick. I'm sorry, but there's no way stopping that one.
What do you think, Chris?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I think I'm gonna have to get a second job just to keep up with all the cool stuff that's happening. And it sounds like my neighbors are ringing the doorbell. That's awesome. Anyway, the one day I get everything working, and now I've got all this background noise from the I'm sure the oven's still cleaning and all that, and they've got the kids next door.
This is Chris's first chat. Let's give him a bit of leeway. We'll allow him this crap.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the show though, but yeah, I think right now with a lot of the just the action figures, the statues. When it comes to collecting something, I think first and foremost, you want to make sure it's something that you really, really want. The cool thing is, yes, you can resell it. Are you going to get a lot of money for it? I mean, it's kind of hit and miss. I mean, you get that one piece that, say you buy a secondary market online and you're paying almost, 50% more, what the retail price is. But at the same time, when you're getting these statues that, you're paying, monthly installments to try to get this thing in, I think that's great. But for some of us that don't jump on the bandwagon quick enough, we miss out on that opportunity. And the only way we're going to get it is secondary market. Now we're paying an inflated price. And it's 50-50 if it's going to be return on investment when you need to sell it, because you end up selling it for less because you're trying to move it because it takes up space. So I guess it comes down to buy it because you love it, buy it because you really, really want it. And then at the end of the day, if you do have to sell it, I'm one of those guys that, I would like to make a little bit of coin on it. But also I think, not to sound altruistic, but if I sell it to somebody who really appreciates it, it's kind of a win-win, So, but like we talked about last show, your pieces are a reflection of you, and that's what you like. It's what you're into. It's somebody you want to be like, idolize. So I don't know. It's kind of a mix of emotions, but at the end of the day, it hits the bank account.
Let's be honest. We all tell our wives it's a great collection. That's a great.
And they believe it, of course.
And look, I think to back up what you guys were just saying then too, Rob Mack in the chats just basically said folks are now paying flipper prices at retail. And he's right.
I mean, when the Thanos came out, the next day on eBay, when all the EXs are gone, they were selling it for $3,000, $2,800, stuff like that.
That was an absolute joke.
You know what I mean? It was ridiculous.
But then Sideshow turned around and screwed them by releasing 5,000 ES of the collectors. So,
yeah, they did. Yeah, you might have saw my rant. Get those edition sizes under control, people.
Putin had something to say about that, brother.
Man, Putin was pissed, man. I pissed him off.
That's a communist.
Yeah, man, I tell you, I saw Putin on the freaking Facebook group, man. He was pissed. Like, what the hell's going on here?
If anyone's not on Facebook group, Putin would be Rodney, not really actual Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin's not a collector. I don't think he might.
Real quick, what happened is Rogue Rick went on his rant, and he was calling people communists who didn't get the edition sizes under control. Rodney disagreed with him, so he comes on. We're sitting right here in the Death Star. We Google the Russian Soviet national anthem. He's saluting. Just call me a commie, baby.
Saluting Putin? Is that the new thing?
Putin, Jack.
Saluting Putin, man.
I think they found Rodney's new show. Saluting Putin.
I ain't talked to him about
I don't know what it's about.
24 hours.
I don't know what it's about, but Jesus.
Damn, commies.
Well, let's first talk about the Thanos. I think someone offered me $2,000 for mine. That's the most I've been offered for my exclusive, which I would never sell because he's probably one of my favorite characters. I did the other day say to Rick, I wonder how much I can get just for the head. Do what you get. I wonder how much they sell me the head.
600 easy.
Yeah, on those the head ring
600 easy.
Because I've seen that collectors, and I'd be well happy with that collectors, to be fair. But I might then see the exclusive head and go, yeah, to be fair, actually, I'll keep it.
That's what I was going to say to you, Richard, about that. Like, if someone offers you $2,000 for a, $1,300 statue, right?
$1,200.
$700, pick up the collector's edition, and are you really going to care between having starry eyes or not? Or will you just try and get down the track of one that you want even different?
But then am I adding to the problem, or am I helping the problem by doing that? I'm just basically another one of the people that we talk about on show. Am I that hard up for money? I'm like, I'd rather earn it, to be honest. I'd rather go out and actually make some frigging money. And plus, do you know what? I can't be asked with the whole fucking palaver of it. They want to pay, you want to pay, you want to send it, blah, blah, you get broken shipping, claims. I just can't be asked with it, to be honest. I'm just like, if I know I'm going to like it, so it's not like, well, if it turns up and I don't like it, then I'll get rid of it, because I know I actually am going to like it because I've seen it. So I can't wait for that to come in. But the prices people were trying to get for that, I mean, $4,500. I'm like, are you kidding me? Seriously?
Yes.
I mean, that is stupid. No, it's not.
That's wrong, man.
And I think
for this particular piece, we're going to see some custom heads. You know it's coming. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. We're going to see custom heads, no question.
Oh, there'll be the custom heads within like 2 weeks of it being out.
But the problem then is it's still not. The problem is then it's still not the original, though, is it? It still doesn't keep its value as best as if you've got the actual exclusive.
No.
True.
So not the custom heads. They don't hold value. I mean, those custom heads, it's like you better buy them to keep them, because everybody else can buy one too. What are you going to do? Hold on to that custom head and try to resell it for somebody that might want it somewhere down the line? Yeah, it's not.
There's certain pieces that you're not going to lose money on. This is one of them. You're not going to lose money on this piece. If you got the exclusive, you can get rid of it for the same what you paid for, and that's all that I give a shit about. But as far as I don't know. I don't know if it's going to. We've talked about it bursting before. It's not going to burst because there'll always be people with money, and there's always people like Jason who'll just throw it at anything. So basically, Jason's got more PFs. I'm telling you. He's like, yeah.
I'm just a man-whore when it comes to my collecting.
Yes, and other things. So yeah, to be honest, I don't know what to say that's not been said. Really, we've kind of covered it.
I think so. I think. Yeah.
Sorry, Richard. Just what you were saying there. You did bring up a good topic too. With when you are trying to sell them and stuff like that. The amount of scammers in that out there. There's a common eBay scam now where people damage the item that's an easy fix and then claim the item as damaged and get a refund and then keep the bloody statue and get it repaired and you've got a statue for free. I've heard of people doing that sort of thing. I think that's a blight on it too. But there's little loopholes, pitfalls. What you were saying, that when you are trying to sell it, it opens up a new kettle of fish that you're not prepared for too.
I know people that are trying to make a quick investment. I know people in the community who've bought 3 of something, 2 of something, and they're going to flip some really quick to make a quick buck. I know people like that as far as an instant investment. I don't know if I know anybody that's basically just buying so that in 10 years they can sell up and move to a yacht. I don't know if I know anybody. I know anyone like that. I know people. There's a lot of collectors. I know there is out there. I know a couple that basically, when the piece comes out that's sought after, they've got the cash to be able to buy 3 or buy 2, and they flip the other 2 pretty quick, and then they use that money to keep their collections going. Some of these big collectors have got these big collections because that's what they do. They get a couple in, they flip. It's like stocks and investments. So basically, that's what they do. I have a daughter, a toddler. I have a business started up. I've got a cocaine habit and a thing for really expensive prostitutes. So I can't afford to be buying multiple statues. Yes, Thor, got me started in this expensive prostitute game. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Hang out with Putin for a while, he really gets going. The force tells me someone has come and joined us. Once he puts his headphones on, we got Jonny from the Nerd Pool.
He's here.
Stepped into the ring.
Oh yeah, he's
put
here.
Your headphones on, brother.
I hope he's got the bedroom one. I hope he's got a pissing doctor's note. Anyway.
Right?
What's up, Jonny?
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, hi.
Yes, sir.
That's what you get for being late. They're gonna pick on you.
And
Sorry.
just so you know, it's collecting as an investment. How you feel about it? People just buying pieces just to flip them and sell them higher prices, and like the Thanos on the throne. One day they're $1,200 on pre-order, the next day they're selling on eBay $3,000. So like the input on that.
Basically, anybody that does it to make money are dicks.
Next subject.
Okay, let's move on.
Every season.
Screw 'em.
Sorry.
To hell with them.
No, honestly, though, like, anybody that does it just purely to make money, they're in the game for the wrong reasons. You gotta like what it is you're collecting. You gotta like the art of the statues. You gotta like the characters you're buying. If you're buying something just because you can make some money on it, then maybe you should get a different job. If that's how you're trying to look for reasons to make more money, then if you're spending $1,200-$1,300 trying to look to make more money doing that, then something's not quite right. You need to be spending that kind of money with the idea of I'm going to keep this thing. If I have to sell it, it'd be nice to make money on it, or it'd be nice to at least sell it for at least what I paid for it. But buying stuff for the sake of being able to flip it and make money is just stupid. I don't like it. Well, in all fairness, I've actually recently started taking part in a lot of the Funko Pop communities, and particularly obviously Friday was Black Friday. I saw people going out of their way to go and buy 8 of these blind mystery boxes from GameStop so that they could then flip on the stuff that's inside them for more money. The stuff that's inside them isn't even all that good, but because it's rare, people are buying them and sticking them on eBay for 3-4 times the amount that they were worth for even the box, let alone the rest of the stuff that comes in it. So the whole idea is just foreign to me. But for me, it's a hobby. It's something I'm supposed to enjoy. It's not there to make money. If it makes me some money, brilliant. But the idea of seeing it as an investment, probably invest your money in other places, because particularly nowadays, things aren't making anywhere near as much as they used to. The prices of statues aren't going up. In fact, they seem to be going down on the secondhand market. So it's not the right way to go if that's your intention.
Smart man.
I am a bit of a hypocrite though, because when I'm looking at pops, if I see an exclusive, I'm buying it. So is that my brain subliminally saying, okay, well, this is worth money?
Do you buy the exclusive because it's a cool exclusive? Have you ever bought a character that you have no idea who he is?
No, I only buy DC, Marvel, and Star Wars pops, so I don't buy anything that I don't really like. So I don't just go at that. I saw a Coco pop on the new one's an exclusive. Didn't buy it, even though it's probably worth a lot of money. I didn't buy it. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's fine buying something that's an exclusive, or the chase version if you're talking about pops. If there are characters if you're just buying it because it's a chase variant, it's an exclusive to this convention, I can sell it on for more money, then stop now.
Yeah, I think with me, it's been one of those things where it's either a store exclusive or a convention exclusive, and you go and you buy it anyway, because right now it adds to your collection, but you're looking at probably a limited production and you want to sell it. But it's a catch-22 like we just covered. You might not get even what you paid for it, but then here you are carting it around, everywhere, especially if you move a lot, you're trying to make sure it doesn't get crushed in the moving process. So those are the type of things you got to look at,
Just went through that.
I think if you're going to buy, if you're going for store exclusives, you're going for things that you think are going to be worth more in the future, then you still need to have some form of a connection with whatever it is you're buying. I wouldn't go and buy an exclusive My Little Pony figure because I have absolutely zero interest in My Little Pony.
I saw My Little Pony pops. I saw My Little Pony movie pops, and they actually look pretty cool. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. I only know about it because I sent a raven to Zurich, so that he'll get that in a couple of days, hopefully, and he'll be like, damn, I don't. So yeah, cool.
Well, it sounds like we're all in agreement on this subject. So let's move on.
I was just going to say one more thing on it. Let's be honest, any money that we make on selling anything, we're just going to put back into buying a new piece.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Roll it over.
So The next subject is something I came up with because we have been having a lot of neglect on some characters that some of these licensed companies, are missing. You see a lot of Iron Mans, you see a lot of Darth Vaders, you see a lot of Hulks, and so Wolverines, and all the same old characters. My thing was, are we going to see an increase on custom commissions? Because I'm a big time Star Wars fan. I always wanted a Lando Calrissian piece, and it's more I wanted to see, but I'm not going to get into that. But will we see an increase in custom commissions and things of that sort, so we can get the pieces and the characters that we want in quarter scale or whatever scale size you want? And I'm gonna kick that one out to Jonny, since he just came in the mix.
Well, we already are seeing an increase in customs, particularly with how easy it is to download ZBrush and to get 3D printers are coming down in price. It is so much easier now. And when you've got companies like Sideshow that, we've already seen like custom Nightcrawlers, custom Silver Surfers, because these are the characters that people want to buy. These are the characters that collectors love and enjoy, but they can't get the pieces they want because the companies just don't make them. So we're already seeing a very large increase in these figures appearing. I mean, Thor, right behind you was a blade. When's the last time a proper company made a blade?
Long time. I think it was a Hot Toy. Other than that, that's it.
My damn Hot Toy. I've got. By the way, this wasn't planned, but I now have Rick face on my boob. Ooh. It's a big break. I am touching myself and you right now.
I wouldn't sleep with that on if I was you.
So.
Let it never be said that Richard isn't a giver.
Well,
I just want to know how much Richard has drank tonight already.
We're going to talk about inappropriate behavior. I got banned from Facebook for 24 hours because I'm so perverted. So, thanks a lot, Facebook.
Yeah, I'll report you, did you?
I tell you what,
yeah.
Hey, you know what Facebook is? Bunch of damn commies. That's what they are. You hear that, Facebook?
We got Putin on the line, Rick. We got Putin on the line.
Yeah, take that, Facebook.
Speaking of Richard as a giver, I just want to quickly address something that Jason.
I think I'm gonna need a drink for this.
Jason, to help me out on this, someone this week who's one of our competitors, we came into this thinking we're going to have no competitors, we're going to be uncompetitive. Everyone else didn't get the message because everyone else thinks we're a competitor, so we're their competitors apparently. So anyway, when our competitors said that we only got big on the back of content creators, and I was like, well, that is the fucking business model for one. We help content creators come to us, we help them get views and subs, and they were like, but it doesn't work. Jason, how many subs did you get last week?
80.
Exactly.
And
it doesn't work.
Look, I want to just say on what you're saying there, right? I jumped on from the beginning. Richard floated the idea to me, this is what we're planning to do, just basically bring collectors together, create a non-toxic environment where people can share ideas, and basically a collective where all the creators and that could be in one spot, so you don't have to go through YouTube searches or trial it on Google. I said, this is a fantastic idea. I can see how this helps you, it helps me, everything. And basically, all I've seen is a great benefit since I joined on there. Basically, I get a lot of people coming through the Collectiverse website. I get people messaging me saying, I found you guys through the CV, stuff like that. And most of them are other collectors, and it's great. I've met heaps of collectors from all over the world, and that basically just through the Collectiverse, like all these guys here. Fantastic.
Put it this way, we have had since September the 1st, we've had 110,000 page views. We only have 200 pre-orders and news total. So that means out of 110,000 page views, 30,000 users, what do you think they're looking at? It's not the pre-orders and the news. They do go on pre-orders and news, they do. We see it, but every time I go on the live analytics, I see a list of all the different people that are looking at, whether it's reviews, unboxings, and stuff like that. They're looking at it as members. Seriously, with the pre-orders and news, it's not what people are looking at; it's everyone else. And that's what when you type in the search now in Google, we have over 10,000 index pages, and that's all our members. And that's what they're finding. If you typed in Funko Pop's Black Friday deals last week, Funko Pop Nerds was at one of the top listings. Seriously, she was on the Collectorverse. Because we grow stronger as we grow up. Because basically, how Google works as an SEO guy, when you have all these people coming onto it, it sees you as more important, which then pushes everybody's stuff up to the top. So if they're searching for something that's in your video, say Hot Toys review Doctor Strange, it'll push it up to the top. Because on YouTube, it's fine, yeah, you'll be on there, but you get put into the video section. You don't get put into the listing section of the actual search. So on us, you do. So that's how it kind of works. This month we're going to do about 60,000 views. We did 34,000 last month and 23,000 the month before, so it's growing. So our members are going to keep getting more and more views, and that's what it's all about. But for someone to basically attack us and say, I mean, a few people have tried to attack us last couple of weeks, and they took the shot, they failed. Saying that we're just in this to basically exploit our members is completely ridiculous. But yeah, our members' content helps us grow, and we help our members grow. It's a trade-off. So yes, in the answers, that's how it works. So anyway, sorry, go on.
Can I just add, since coming on board and working on the Collectorverse and doing everything that I've been doing with the Collectorverse, I think I've made 1, maybe 2 videos for my own personal channel. And since signing up for the Collectorverse and having my stuff on the Collectorverse, I've still managed to gain like 30 or 40 subscribers, and I'm not even making videos anymore. So my SEO and my ability to get keywords and stuff in my own videos is pretty poor. So I can go into my my YouTube analytics and see the majority of my current views is actually coming through the Google search that people are doing and finding my stuff through the Collectorverse. So without even making videos anymore, I'm still growing because I'm part of the Collectorverse.
Sorry, anyway, we sidetracked there, but I just wanted to... You talked about me giving. You talked about me giving, and I was like, well, someone says apparently I'm not giving, so... anyway.
You're a very generous lover. I'll throw it out there for you.
It's because I have very long arms, Jason. That's why.
Rick, what do you think
about that?
Yeah, are we talking about customs or how much I hate communists? Which one? Oh, customs. Gotcha.
Start with the
yeah, customs. Yeah, they're having a lot more customs already. I think it's going to be one of the go-to things for sure going forward. I'm already seeing it. I'm seeing people go, yeah, I'm giving up. I want this character. I'm just going to, commission a custom, or maybe someone makes one. There's every character I can even think of. People are already talking about. I've seen some new ones just recently that was just like, I never have seen a statue even mentioned of that character, and all of a sudden people are asking for it. So, I mean,
did you see the blob? Did you see that custom blob?
I saw
no,
that.
I didn't see that one. I thought there was a couple that I thought was interesting. They were talking about maybe making like a Dormammu custom, and I was like, that's crazy and cool, but wouldn't have expected that. So it's just, I don't know. It's just it's an age of customs, I guess, and I don't really know how that's going to affect the market going forward. I still think there's going to be plenty of people buying from places like Sideshow. I mean, they're still big companies and they have a lot of statues, but I do think some people are going to get impatient. They're just going to say, screw it. I want my character and I don't want to wait. So I'm willing to pay a little bit extra to get it made. I don't blame them necessarily. I mean, it's whatever they want to do. I have my own opinions about customs. I don't mess with them personally. Nothing personal against them. I just rather buy from Sideshow or somewhere like that. But, it's to each his own, So, yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to see that. I just don't know how it's going to affect the business. I'm really curious about, what companies are going to do to try to maybe combat that influx of customs that are coming in.
Well, to add to that, piggyback on some of these companies better take notice, because I'm going to tell you, some of these customs, I mean, if you can see this blade in person, it's fantastic. You know what I mean? So, if they make all the characters that people want to see, and the next thing you know, Sideshow comes out with one, people look at the custom like, this is way better. So it's, the companies better take notice.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean? So, Jason,
the biggest thing I found is that when you've got companies like Sideshow who make, as I suppose they make a fairly decent amount of money, and they churn out Wolverines and they churn out Darth Vaders and various other like cash cows, they don't seem to be willing to take the risks. I mean, they've done Swamp Thing. I suppose he's a risk. In a risk of his own because he was made out of vinyl, which caused enough problems.
Oh, please.
Then they made.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
But they made the Lady Deadpool as well. But the thing is they are doing like more obscure characters, but they're so few and far between when they're doing them. People are just like, I'm not going to wait around. The company's been going for long enough. You would expect us to have had a Nightcrawler. You would expect us to have had a Lando. You would have expected, I don't know, a random obscure DC character. Where's a Green Arrow? Why haven't we, or a Flash? We haven't even got Flash yet.
Penguin, no Penguin either.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So people are going to just when you've got all these customs coming out, people are just going to go, you know what? The companies I want to make them aren't making them, so I'll just go there.
Jason, Adrian, what do you guys think?
Oh, you go first, Jason.
All right. Well, first, shout out to Charles Carosa in the chat. Like, as he said, he's been collecting for 20 years. He's been waiting for a decent Robin, and he's had to go out and get a custom because he's tired of waiting.
Yeah.
And man, I feel you. I feel you 100%. I look at my Justice League up here. Where the hell is my Flash? Where the hell is my Martian Manhunter?
Yeah.
Where's the rest of them, man? I don't want to see another bloody Batman. Sorry, I'm gonna do a bit of a Rick's Rogues rant here.
Don't stab him, Adrian. Don't stab him.
I do not want to see more Superman, more Batman, more characters that they've done a million times. I don't give a toss about the different interpretations. If I want a different interpretation, I'll get a custom. All I want to see, if you're starting a line, finish the bloody line. Now, they've taken chances with like Black Canary and Huntress and stuff like that in the DC line, which is fantastic because, hey, they know the chick statues always sell. You know what I mean? So they're not really taking a chance in that regard.
Yeah. Hey, you know what pisses me off? You know what pisses me off? Where's Ra's al Ghul at? Come on, people.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. You know, they're going through the Batman villains like nothing else. We've got Mr. Freeze, we've got Killer Croc. We're going to get Penguins, Jokers, the rest of them. You know what I mean? They're starting with the Superman ones with Darkseid and Lex Luthor and stuff like that. Yeah, Doomsday as well coming out. Yeah. But and this is where I think you've got the differing in the companies like Prime One and Sideshow, and they're fighting amongst themselves over licensing and locking each other out of certain titles that they can do. So I want to see, like, why can't someone just pick up the DC license? Why do they have to buy individual titles? Like, if you've bought the Justice League, mate, that's a bloody big roster of heroes that you've just bought the rights to.
Yeah.
We're talking 40, 50 characters. But you're just going to do the same 7 again and again and again.
No Green Arrow, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Green Arrow.
I appreciating that, like, particularly with Green Arrow, that there's comic book version, there's New 52 version, Rebirth version, and Arrowverse version. You know what I mean? You got 4 to choose from, man. Make a choice.
I'm looking forward to seeing what XM produced with the 1/6 DC line they've got with a worldwide license.
Yeah.
That might be interesting. That might be interesting. I've seen the poster of the Darkseid. Is it Darkseid versus the Justice League, the 1/6? And if Jason doesn't buy that, even if he has to sell Adrian, if he doesn't buy that, then he's an idiot. I'm telling you.
Look, inside
pre-orders go up next week.
Custom one that's in the 3D render stage.
Which one?
The Doomsday versus Darkseid versus Justice League.
No, not the custom, the XM one that was shown at STGCC. The poster.
That's 1/6 scale.
Yeah, because
there's also someone there's also a company doing a quarter scale custom of it too.
Where are you gonna put that? Garage?
It'll be big.
Like your garage?
It's gonna be a shrine in your
Really?
It'll be a shrine in your backyard.
Jesus Christ.
You've seen my shelves. There's plenty of room.
Right.
Not really. Not really. No, not really.
Oh, we're going to do another Man Cave tour video today. I'll put new shelving in that up there to make room for the incoming stuff.
Oh, God. I'll
likes to plan ahead.
I saw probably my most favourite custom. I don't know if it's a custom, actually. A company did it, but I don't know if they have the licensing for it. Did anyone? I don't know if Thor saw it. Anyone see that Wolverine Logan bust life size?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks to you. Yeah.
That was fantastic, man.
That was sick, man.
Unbelievable.
The guy had sweat. Where did he get sweat from? He had sweat and veins and bullet holes. I swear down he had acne. I'm not even kidding. I was like, what the fuck? And they said they're not mass producing it because of the amount of detail. And I'm like, no shit. He had real hair. I seriously think they scalped some MF to get that hair and basically then put it on him. I'm not even kidding. It was that realistic. And I was like,
even the blood, the scratches from the fight, it looked real. It looked like he was really bleeding, like it just happened. It was an amazing piece.
I would pay $1,500 for that at least. I would seriously. So if they put that up, I'd be like, right, payment, get that shit down. I want it. Because it was that realistic.
Showing the people better take notice because the custom level is getting higher and higher, man. I'm telling you.
Well, I tell you what, the prime example of that, Rodney, sorry, Thor, was when basically I saw a custom. Now, I know a lot of people hate Zion art and stuff like that, but he did a custom Hawkman. Man, my God, you're never going to see stuff like that produced by the major companies. It was just too brutal.
Yeah, that was nice.
There's dismembered bodies and everything everywhere. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
But the thing was amazing.
Yeah, but the only thing that was a bit bad is the freaking shipping pricing on it.
Yeah, the shipping pricing.
Was it $1,000?
No, that was like $350. Yeah,
$350.
I tell you, two people who are making a bit of a splash at the minute in the actual community with customs is David Martinez Belmonte and Franco Carlissimo. They seem to. I mean, Franco's one of our artist members, and shout out to you, Franco. But that juggernaut that they're doing is huge. You put it next to an Iron Man piece from XM, and it was like it made it look like a tiny child.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then
that's the one where the arm was like the size of Iron Man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then they just put up the Wolverine with the dead ninjas around it. See, with all the blood, there was like the X-Force. Nice, I think it was the X-Force costume. They seem to be. I mean, didn't they do the Nightcrawler before that or something? I don't know if that was Franco or not, but they seem to be putting out quite a lot of pieces recently that are just outstanding. And honestly, I don't know if this is what they want to do in their professional lives, but if somebody doesn't snap them up soon, I'll be quite surprised.
I think Franco did an Angel not too long ago too, didn't he? What was it?
Yeah, on the actual, it was on the Eagle thing, like it was perched on top of a building. Yeah, it was really nice, and it came with a swap out X-Men lower half and Jeans lower half. Yeah, they're making so many good pieces. Seriously, I think they sleep less than me. What they're doing, right?
Richard, I just wanted to say another one as well. There was Extreme Studios did a quarter scale Shazam, which is more third scale, to be honest with you. This thing was friggin' amazing.
Is that the one with the kid crouched?
Yeah. It's sort of like a take of the Iron Studios 1/10 scale one, but it's blowing up into a much larger scale and stuff. Like, I've seen that thing in person. That thing is absolutely mind blowing. And where can you get a decent Shazam statue? I also wanted to throw out to Jesse Hernandez that made a comment in the chat there regarding the exclusive Green Lantern PF that's still available on Sideshow and the Aquaman collectors. Buddy, check out my review on Green Lantern PF, and you'll see exactly why that thing's still up for sale in comparison to the older one. And regarding the Aquaman Collector's Edition, the Collector's Edition isn't that crash hot, man. Most of the exclusives sold out like that. Everyone wanted the longer hair, head sculpt and stuff, which is more of a match to the new Jason Momoa one.
Hey, Marvel sees less love than DC does. I'm sorry, but where is like Luke Cage? Where is Jessica Jones? Where is an Iron Fist apart from XM, which we shouldn't
Richard, you're going to get another 15 Wolverines, buddy. It's all good.
I get 25 Iron Men. I hope Prime 1 sort this at Tokyo. I hope at Tokyo we see Captain America, but it's probably going to be 1/4, not 1/3. But where is the 1/3 Marvel stuff? Who's wanting that license? Who's buying it? Because it's got to be out there somewhere. I'm sure Disney didn't go, we'll not sell the 1/3. We've got enough money. So basically,
isn't Prime 1 making a 1/3 Captain America?
Well, I've heard rumors it's 1/4. So I'm like, okay. There's no upper scale pieces for Marvel, unless it's Iron Man. Sure. There is one Wolverine in the past I can think of, and then you've got loads of Iron Men that are half scale.
What can I say? Fans have got more cash.
Yeah, there's got to be a 1/3 Spider-Man at some point. I mean, come on, how can you not cash in on that market? That's insane.
I want them to tempt me. Bring out a 1/3. I don't know, like say Captain America from Civil War, or bring out an Ant-Man from the new film. I'm hoping when Infinity War comes out, everyone clamours for every license there is, because I think that movie has the potential to be the biggest grossing movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
So I hope that everyone goes. I think Thanos alone would sell out. If it was 1/3, can you imagine the size of that Thanos? They're bigger than Doomsday.
I just want to know. I want to know who's going to scramble. Who's going to get there first to make a Supreme Leader Snoke from Star Wars?
Oh, probably Sideshow.
Yeah, Sideshow.
Will they? Will they just take the risk on such a new guy?
One after this new movie.
Yeah, that's what I have to agree. I think wait till the movie, comes out. I think when we actually see the impact of Supreme Leader Snoke, I think people are going to be fanatical. Because right now, I've seen the Funko bobbleheads, I've seen the action figure, I've seen the 6-inch action figure. I know people are buying them, but I think once we find out how like evil, awesome he is, or what have you, I think there might just be this big rush. Because I think right now, because no one really knows anything about him, I think it's impulse buying just so they have it just in case. Because I'm having a hard time finding them.
I think Jar Jar Binks in that role, though.
Listen, gonna go buy some toys, huh?
Paul, you're the side of Star Wars guy. What do you think?
It's heresy. Before we get to Supreme Leader Snoke, there's no Emperor. There's no.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's right.
There's no Emperor, dude. So get that done before we see the Supreme Leader. Let's face it, But
right.
And it was like we talked about that the first year I came on. And you got to have him. You make his royal guard, and like I said, I need Lando. I think I know he had a minimal role in this one movie. I would like to see a director Krennic made. You know what I mean? And now that the Rebels has become popular, I know he's in animation, but I would love a Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be a cold statue. You know what I mean? But we're not seeing it, unfortunately. But they might. From this movie coming out, we're probably gonna see the Lukes and things of that ilk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
Yeah, you're gonna see a Rey, you're gonna see a Luke. You're probably gonna see a Leia, because I think that this is probably the last film, spoiler alert, that she's gonna be in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think I need to be on Sith Happens, because I think when you discuss The Last Jedi in the first episode, because I have literally watched every TV spot, every trailer, every stupendous wave, every this, every that. I could probably piece the movie together for you right now. Don't tell you what happens. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Right. Okay, Luke's gone to the dark side. So basically that's it. Yeah.
Hold on, but yeah, something else that they keep showing but not showing on the commercials or anything like that is the Praetorian. What do they call it? Praetorian Guard. Yeah, cool. They have all different specialties. I have a feeling that once we see those guys in action, we're probably going to see some serious, statues and what have you. These guys in different poses with their different odd-looking weapons and what have you, because they look pretty creepy. I'm telling you, I like it.
I have a good guess who those guys are. And four, if you watch Suspend This Wave or anything else, you know who the Praetorian Guards are as well.
Yeah, I do.
And who they most likely. Yeah. I won't spoil it.
Once Sith happens. Yeah.
No spoilers, right?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Right. Sorry, Paul. Before we go around, can one person say the most character they want that hasn't been done? I will start first. And I will go with a Luke Cage. Thor?
Definitely the Emperor. It'd be even more than Lando. We need an Emperor Palpatine to go with my Sith line.
Chris?
Well, growing up from age 4 to now, Luke Skywalker's been my hero. But if you see, like, on my email and things like that, Galen Merrick, also known as Starkiller, has been the one guy I like the most. It was probably the most short-lived character in the whole chronological storyline, but I just think a guy that can unraw force power can pull a Star Destroyer out of the dang sky.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that is absolutely kick-ass, man. I'm telling you.
Chris,
To have even a, I'm getting geeked out here. I'm excited. I mean, I would love to see, you know, like a 1/6, you know, even a 1/3. Even if that means I have to sleep on the couch the rest of my life, I mean, so be it.
Chris, I'll give you some Sith Happens brownie points if you can tell me the guy who played that character in the game, what voices does he do in Rebels and Clone Wars?
I know who it is.
But he does 2. So tell me the characters, and I know them.
Oh man.
Ooh, let me tell him.
Oh man.
They're both Sith. They're both Sith.
To do it.
It's two of him in this room. That's a clue.
Yeah, they're both Sith as well.
Yeah, was it Maul?
Yes, sir.
Darth Maul, and I'm trying to think of the other one. Because I remember there was something online. They were.
He did somebody else too.
You can't get more Sith than this guy. I'll give you that clue.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
You can't get more Sith.
He's the top of the food chain, dude.
Come on, you're gonna get ousted as co-host at this rate if you don't.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, I could have swore he's done a few things, but like there's a Vader. No.
The Emperor.
You, my young Jedi, who is mistaken about to.
And he was also in Smallville. And he was also in Smallville as well.
Yeah, so I was thinking that was it was a superhero thing. I was my brain is going everywhere this morning. So I think with the tech department here with me screwing things up, I think my brain got rewired too.
he did do the Emperor too. On the
I can see him doing that. Yeah, I can see him. He's very talented.
Anyway, next.
Yeah, he's very talented. So.
All righty. So last is definitely, we know who's going to start with this subject. 2 weeks ago, the Justice League movie came out, and now Prime One has revealed their Justice League line in 1/3 scale. Headline this is Wonder Woman starred by Gal Gadot. So, Roby, what do you think, sir?
Oh man, I mean,
Rick, don't get us banned from YouTube as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to show restraint here. I'll just say
put them paper towels away, Rick.
I mean, I don't know, that Gal Gadot, man. That's one sexy woman right there. That's all. I'll say that. And I
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, she's beautiful. We all know it. I mean, everybody knows it. I don't know unless you're blind or something, but that Prime One is nailing it with that 1/3 line, though. That Justice League. I mean, those head sculpts are amazing. I mean, we're talking like, in my opinion, and this is just me seeing what I've seen of the photos. I'm thinking Hot Toys close, at least, in quality head sculpts. That head sculpt of Wonder Woman is pretty spot on. I haven't seen it, obviously, in video yet. We're talking snapshots, pictures, high quality images, but I mean, that thing looks pretty close in likeness. Yeah. Anybody that's seen that half scale that came out, I still think that's a tragedy. I just don't see her likeness in that thing. I'm sorry if you ordered that thing. I don't like that half scale Wonder Woman at all. I can't tolerate that thing. It looks nasty. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I think the ones they've shown, I think they all look very close to the actor. My least favorite is actually Aquaman of that group. I just feel like there's something missing, but I think it's close. The Flash looks spot on. Batman looks pretty good. I'm really curious to see Superman. I think that's the one I'm really anxious about. You know, anybody, I don't want to spoil this, but you know, that movie, I mean, Superman stole the show a lot of the time.
Did.
So
yes,
he just stole the show. Yeah. I mean, that guy was incredible. But that one is going to be, I think, the one that is going to be the highlight of the group. I think when they show it, I think they're holding out on it till Tokyo. The thing about that line is if I was a rich man, and I'm not a rich man, but if I was a rich man, I would have to buy all those. Because, I mean, those things are just amazing. Can you imagine a collection of just all those lined up? I mean, gosh. I mean, that's killer. I mean, that's like, you might as well just quit if you get all those. Like, I mean, how do you top that? I don't even know what you do. I mean, it's like, if you're a DC fan, you get that line, it's like, man. I mean, that's killer. I mean, I got to give Prime One props. I mean, what they're doing right now is working.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is working. So yeah, they're killing it. If you don't be sleeping on Prime One right now, because they are producing some high quality stuff.
Plus, you'll be very
That's all I'm saying.
uncomfortable if you do. They made a brick and resin, so.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, sometimes I criticize Prime One. I'm actually a fan of them, but yeah, they're not messing this line up. I mean, it is on point. I'm telling you. So yeah, if you got the money, I say buy them all. Why not?
Buy them all.
Buy them all. Don't buy Hot Toys
Jason,
this
Adrian,
time.
you guys are the DC experts. What do you guys think?
The line is awesome. Awesome.
Richard, you're a bastard for showing me them. Is all I'm going to say.
Hey, I know who my parents are. Thank you very much.
Like, seriously, man, I don't do third scale purely because of the size, the cost. But if I'm going to do any of them, that's the line that I'll be doing.
I'll be going straight for that Batman.
Yeah,
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Batman fan, though, but that looks awesome.
Doing the research for the show, I took him on the website last night and showed him the pictures. And he's
want
just like, oh my God, I want that, I want that, I want that. You know, I'm like, oh, you do realise that there's like five of them.
Yeah, look, I have to put them in my room because of space and stuff in the man cave, but I'll do it. I'll take the hit. I'll move out my bed a bit.
You
I'll
see
move
what?
completely
Before
out.
that happens, you can take these WoW statues into your room.
Yeah. But yeah, with the Aquaman, I actually have to say that I actually really like the Aquaman.
Yeah, I like the fact that they come with the mother boxes and that too, like the little extras and stuff like that.
And I think it's mostly because, as I was spot on just before, the face sculpts, how they look like the actors and so forth. And I really like the Aquaman style, like how he's that new rigid look, the more serious.
And I get what Rick was saying too. I think the Aquaman face sculpt isn't 100% accurate. It's close, but there's just something there that just from the production from the photos. The website.
Yeah, something's missing.
Saying that someone showed pictures of it. Was it you, Rick, that was showing pictures of them at the actual cinema?
Yeah, I'm sure I did. I've been
and the ones that you showed there looked absolutely fantastic. Like that cyborg and the Aquaman standing next to him looked on point. So if that's more along what the production value is going to be like, then yeah, I think spot on.
Yeah, I look at them every day when I wake up and when I go to bed, so it's not weird. So just so you guys know.
Are you a stalker?
No, it's not weird at all.
You stalking the statues, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I haven't stared at Wonder Woman a little too long, a couple times. Maybe.
I'll send you them photos, Rick, of Canary after the chat too.
I'll go next. The Aquaman, I think I can pinpoint where it is. He's got wet hair. Now, I know why he's got wet hair because he's supposed to be underwater, he's Aquaman. But it looks like it's just smidged together. It just looks like it's just blended together and it's like a shoddy sculpt. I don't know why. Because of the hair, we usually expect it to be all strands and stuff like that. But because it's wet, it's kind of stuck together. And I know why they've done it, but it just looks like the sculpt's unfinished to me. Or like it's because it's basically somebody's took a blowtorch to it, it just melted. I don't know. That's the only problem I've got with Aquaman. I think there's only one pose that's displayable. I think the one where he's got the actual quindent, not a trident, behind him, is not displayable for most people because it's too deep. So as far as the Wonder Woman, I can't believe I'm mentioning this because I was thought we wouldn't go through with it for one episode. Is the closest face sculpt to the Wonder Woman on horse that I could probably think that has been done. It's a curse. It's a curse. I swear, I actually called the T-shirt on the shop the curse T-shirt because it's a fucking curse. Okay. So yeah, the Wonder Woman horse is probably the closest Gal Gadot face sculpt I've seen. That is the closest I've seen to Gal Gadot, and this is probably the second closest. I haven't seen good enough pictures yet to say it's up there with it, but this is probably the second closest. After that, it'll be the smaller pieces like the Coast Bookier and that Iron Studios, and then it'll go to probably Prime 1, and then Sideshow last, because Sideshow is not Gal Gadot. It's somebody wearing Gal Gadot's clothes, basically.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not good. Yeah, it is a cosplay, yeah. The Batman, I don't like his costume as much as I did in...
I'm not saying that. That's about Batman.
Batman vs Superman. I don't like his costume as much as Batman vs Superman. I feel like Ben Affleck went, do you know what? I'm established now. I'm having a fucking Oreo to work out as much as I did for Batman vs Superman. So basically, his costume will just put some abs on him and make him look more ripped than he actually is.
No, the suit was cut because it was getting the ass handed to him by Superman.
During that battle, he stopped at a fucking... I swear, during that battle, he stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts. So don't fucking give me that and say, oh, well... No, I swear that battle... He got rid of some parademons, he got some donuts, he got back in the car, and he was like, let's do this. And then went off. So basically, yeah.
Tell me.
And everyone was saying...
Like a few thousand, you mean?
And everyone was saying, I don't get the base. If you watch the film... It's the bit where the bit where the 1989 Batman score comes in.
Yep.
On the roof with Commissioner Gordon, Danny Elfman's score comes in, and my childhood heart went like that. Because it was,
I was wondering.
There is two parts to that movie where I was like a kid again watching it for the first time, and that was one of them. The other bit was the John Williams score, Superman. That was chucked in there.
I had a different reaction whenever that 89 theme played. I orgasmed, so it was a totally different experience.
Andy's wondered why he's banned from Facebook, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's also banned from Danny Elfman's Facebook page.
Rick, you know what Rick reminds me? It reminds me of Sheldon up in Bang Theory. He's like, I'm going to put this restraining order next to the one I've got for...
Well, listen. If you see my house, you'll know I love Batman more than any person should ever love Batman in their life. So I'm sorry. I apologize. It just happened. I couldn't help it. It's awesome. 89 theme, man. What are you gonna do? I mean, that's
the Cyborg.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Even I thought of that.
No one can shut this man up. There's no wonder he's got a rant show. the Cyborg. I love the head sculpt. When you show me the head sculpt by itself, I love it. I don't love the body. I don't know why, if it's the texturing or the colour. I would like it to have a light up chest plate or something, or I don't know. I saw a promo image with it like that. I think it was just an added effect. I switch out chest plate for the one at the end where he formed spoiler alert shit. So I hope that they had that. And what's the other one that I'm missing? Flash. Flash, actually, a lot of people don't like his suit. They say, oh, well, Grant Gustin's my Flash and stuff like that. I like his suit. I like the wire. I like the actual how it's fitted. I like the actual pose. I love the actor in it, so I might actually buy the Flash. Because I think the actor did a really good job. There's so much quippy dialogue.
Yeah.
Been earlier with somebody who described Zack Snyder and explained all the stuff that was cut out of the Justice League, what he did. And there was lanterns talking, there was Darkseid killing Steppenwolf, there was this, there was that. I was like, put that back in! Why was that taken out? I think Warner Bros. Panicked because of what was happening back with Superman. There was too much, he showed too much, he did this, and went, right, we're going to strip this away like Rick strips a chicken. We're just going to take all that shit out of him. Basically, if Gal Gadot was in Rick's bed, she would get stripped less than this movie did. Basically, and they just took everything out. They took everything out, and I was like, and there's now a petition that's nearly 50,000 signatures to get Zack Snyder's version of the film released. This should release it. They have it. It's done. We know it's done.
Yeah, but Richard, on that, what you've got to understand is they're doing the same thing as what they did with Batman v Superman, right? They go, oh, you got these idiot studio executives that say, oh, the movie's too long, and our formulas show that people lose interest after X amount of time and stuff like that. So you need to cut it to exactly this, right? Yeah. So they do that. They cut it all back. And then the bean counters go, and that's fantastic. We've just guaranteed another few million sales when the extended Blu-ray comes out with all the extra scenes.
Yeah.
And that's to be fair, we tried the box office, but as soon as it was released on Blu-ray sales, the Ultra 4K edition, with all the extra scenes, people went out and bought multiple copies.
But we spend thousands of dollars on statues. I'm sure $20 on a Blu-ray is not really killing you. I'll be like, fine, it's fine. You know, I love how people, we're literally the people at McDonald's who are on a diet who buy a Big Mac meal and go, I'll have a Diet Coke, please. I'm cutting down on this shit. Like, literally, we're like, we'll spend $1,000, we'll spend $5,000 on a Justice League line and go, I am not paying for another Blu-ray. Are you fucking kidding me? $20? Bitch. Like, no,
Man,
no,
I always use like one-ply toilet paper so I can save money for statues. That's how I do it.
Is that so you can get in touch with her in herself?
We have a celebrity in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, of the Pops Live. We have Top Pops, who recently became a member in the actual chat at the minute.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Welcome, mate. Hope you can come on the chat soon. We need to get more Pops and figure stuff into this. It's starting to become like a bit of a statue love fest. As much as I love love fest, we need to get more of different varieties in this because we do like, as you can see, I love Pops and I love figures. So we need to get a bit more of that in there. So anyway, but I mean, has anyone not spoken about this? Jonny, you've not talked about it.
Jonny and Chris.
Well, I haven't even seen the film yet, so.
Oh, we just ruined it for you.
Exactly.
Wow.
Superman
No,
dies
to be fair,
again.
out of those statues, I like Aquaman because I think Aquaman's the coolest character. I don't like Cyborg because I don't like how Cyborg looks in the film. I don't like the Flash because I don't like how the Flash looks because screw you, Richard. Grant Gustin is my Flash.
Yeah, mine too, but I like the Flash too. It's good.
Oh, I didn't like it. I don't know. Just something about it just doesn't work for me.
Jonny, honestly, on that, man, I'm with you. I hated the idea of this new Flash to Ezra Miller. I didn't like the scenes that I'd seen in the trailers and stuff like that. But in the actual movie, he fits. Think more Wally West than Barry Allen.
Right, because I liked the bit in the trailer with him and Batman. I do like how he seemed to be portraying Barry Allen, but I don't know. I just didn't like that suit. It just didn't work for me.
Well,
I've got to wait and
Wally
see.
West in the comics, like
Okay.
Justice League Unlimited. That Flash.
Oh, okay.
Jonny likes his men in more leather and like rubber, so that's why he likes Grant.
I was annoyed that Jason Momoa had a top on.
Oh yeah, I mean, he did take his shirt off.
Jonny, I'm less surprised by that than Grant Gustin. Honestly, I am. Supposed to go see Justice League with me just so she can look at Jason Momoa for like a long time. So
yeah, I'm in the same boat with that one too. So I have to go see it again now.
Yeah, I actually want to watch it again. I may go back. I thought it was fantastic.
I did hear because basically the only reason why I want to watch it is because I want to see how Jason Momoa does Aquaman. But I did hear that he doesn't have as big of a role as I was thinking he was going to.
Did anyone? Well, he was supposed to have a bigger role, but he got cut out, just like everything else got cut out.
Superman, brother. Trust me. Superman.
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 Finally got
and I'm not a Superman guy, but Superman.
This is a bit off topic, but did anyone see Martin Scorsese's comments today about how Rotten Tomatoes is vile and it's ruining movies? Basically, said that even the name is vile, Rotten Tomatoes. He says that it's ruining a filmmaker something that not everyone's going to like, but might be a good movie. So I think he's got.
I'm with that, Richard. I mean, look, I think we've seen more than anything Rotten Tomatoes become less and less relevant over the years. We know if it's going to be a pop culture movie or something like that, it's going to get shit reviews because these guys that do reviews, let's be honest, they go to university to get art degrees and all this sort of stuff. Excuse me. Whoa. Hey. I went to university to get their art degrees and they want to review art films, right?
Yeah.
If they want to get into reviews, they want to do art films. And then they get forced to go and see the latest superhero blockbuster and they go, this is shit. And they just write their review accordingly. You know what I mean? And you can see, it was bagging Justice League, and they go, well, if you haven't read a comic, you won't like this. And fucking duh! You ready?
I got a response for those critics, you know what I'm gonna tell
God, save it for a rant. Save it.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Fuck you, critics.
You're all communists.
Are they
Fuck you, communists.
Bro?
Oh God.
And there goes our talk show. All right.
No, I have to say that. I mean,
TVMA, bitch. TVMA.
I see the sponsors running for the hills.
what I find strange is, in particular with like talking about Rotten Tomatoes, they gave like Thor Ragnarok almost like a perfect score. Like I didn't enjoy that anywhere more than I did like the other Thors.
Oh, whoa. Easy off now, partner. I know you've got feelings, but fucking easy off with that shit.
No, I liked it. I liked Thor Ragnarok, but it most certainly wasn't like 100% rating. It shouldn't have got as high as it did. There was a lot of forced comedy in it, a lot of jokes that kind of felt out of place, and like times where I just wish they wouldn't have made a joke and left it a bit more serious. And it got like a 98% score. Like no, it didn't need it. It was a good film, but I don't think it was a 98%.
If you guys want to watch some quality Marvel programming, go check out The Punisher on Netflix. Go check that out. That's a real show.
Just don't expect to be happy after it. Your mind is counselling. After this is not a show you binge watch and come out of it going, that's fucking great. This is a show you come out and go, this is a show you come out and go, this is literally.
Family gets murdered and he goes on a revenge spree. Isn't a happy-go-lucky comedy?
This is a show you come out going, I might call my mum. I might go to the doctor on Monday. I feel like I need some Prozac or something.
But I'm going to say one
to be fair, they've all been like that.
On the Thor versus Justice League thing, right? I went and saw Thor at the cinemas, loved it. I actually gave it a 10 out of 10 rating, so we've actually had a talk and said we're never doing ratings as soon as we leave the cinema again. And now, I've seen Justice League 7 times in the short time that it's been out, right? I've only seen Thor once. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but you're a DC guy. I've seen Thor twice because I'm a Marvel guy. So
I know this is what I'm saying. I like Thor, but I haven't had the inclination to go back and see it again because the storyline wasn't that. Like I remember the story and stuff like that. I keep watching Justice League because every time I watch it, there's some little tidbit or something else that I pick up and I go, "Oh yeah, that's a hint for what's coming up later." You know what I mean, and stuff like that. Yeah. So
hey, I got.
There wasn't much of that in Thor. Like the ones in Thor that were like that were in your face, like you couldn't miss it.
It's what I said. It's the Disney experience.
Yes.
It's way too Disney now. Like they've just gone. We need to appeal to more kids.
Rick can't get in. He's going to rant him in a minute about why Johnny won't shut up.
I was just gonna ask Jason if those little tidbits he's coming back to look for is in a skirt.
Oh God.
Dude,
and you wonder why I didn't let Rick speak.
The headbutt scene. Yeah, that headbutt scene between Superman and Wonder Woman, that was just epic.
Yes.
That is the first time. That is the only time a man will be able to headbutt a woman in a film and not get complaints.
That's true. That's true. Let's get the two most powerful beings in the universe to just go at each other. That's cool. That's related.
Yeah, but say if that was, I don't know, Seth Rogen headbutted frigging someone in a film. Jesus Christ, they'd be getting Oscars, Oscars would be getting involved, this would be getting involved. Superman does it, it's fine, it's Wonder Woman, she can take a big beating, it's fine.
She can.
I think, but I want to ask everybody a question I asked in the chat earlier. Who would buy a Steppenwolf? Who've seen it? Would you buy a Steppenwolf?
Yes.
No.
Oh, we know you, Rick. We know you. Rick can buy everything, so we know Rick would.
I would buy like the whole Amazon army if they sell that. I'll take chicks.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
They were quite nice, Rogue.
They were nice. Some lovely ladies in that Amazon army for sure. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Hey, you guys know when you have Rogue Rick on, this is gonna happen.
Parademons, and I'd like to see Steppenwolf.
I don't know. Steppenwolf, I don't think they're going to make purely because honestly, for a villain, did he have that much screen time? Really? Like, I don't know.
Look, I'll say that was my one fault with the film, that as a New Gods, like Jack Kirby New Gods fan, they sort of screwed with the history of the New Gods a little bit in that regard, and that I thought was a bit distasteful.
They always change something, you know.
Of course.
Yeah, but they changed things they didn't need to.
Yeah.
Well, hey, ID
Yeah, but they're all
Collector
doing
says
that
they need
now.
a Lois Lane statue, so I'm going with him on Lois Lane. That come from ID.
Yeah, but
so.
What date are you seeing Last Jedi?
I'm seeing it that Saturday because my mother and everybody wants to see it with me. So everybody couldn't make it Friday night. So
You're not seeing it Friday because the mother-in-law's there. Seriously, that is like an incentive not to go on Saturday.
I'm under 24-hour watch. They making sure I'm not going to see that shit before them. You know what I mean? So that's the first show that Saturday we're going. So.
Right, this is 4 on Friday.
Yeah,
you go.
No, believe this.
Want to go?
Hold on. Believe this. I will not be on Facebook. I mean, I love y'all, but none of that stuff. No TV, no nothing.
Yeah.
So look for me around 4 o'clock Saturday to come back online. But yeah, I'm gonna be, shit gonna be shaking, bro.
Well, to be fair, I'm like you. I mean, I'm only going Thursday morning at 7 in the morning, so it's fine. You know, it's like, oh well, what are you gonna do? Sorry, Thor. Sorry.
They watching me, bro. They watching me.
I'm going to see it in 4DX. 4DX, so I'll have bubbles, I'll have air, I'll have water, I'll have 3D, I'll have moving seats, I'll have strobes, I'll have everything. Seriously, I hope they bring out a 4DX version of Showgirls, because that will be interesting. But seriously, it's like 4DX. I'm going at 7:30 in the morning. Nobody's it's packed, but nobody's alive at that time. I can't wait to see it. There's a free. Can you believe there's a 3:30 showing in the morning? That is ridiculous. Who's going to go see Star Wars at 3:30 in the morning, apart from Thor?
I would if they would let me.
If I could stay awake that long enough, I'd go.
Right.
I'd go.
Dude, when people were going to a midnight premiere for the last Star Wars, I'm not talking Rogue One, the week before that, people will go at 3:40 to see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because when the movie's over, they can just drive to work.
Yep.
See, I think what it is, because I told them when The Force Awakens came out, I said, look here, people. If Darth Vader shows up in this movie, I'm taking all my clothes off. Just know that. You know what I mean?
And what happened?
He didn't come, so I had to keep my clothes on.
Hey, wasn't his helmet there? Did you at least take half?
No. I needed everything. I needed the breath. I needed the lights. I need James Earl Jones. If that shit would have happened, I don't give a damn 2-year-old kids or not. Butt nakedness was coming.
So when you
We get it now.
So when I saw on the news after Rogue One that man gets arrested in cinema, that was you, was it? Rogue One.
The problem with that is I already knew going in he was gonna be there. You know what I mean? So nakedness didn't have to happen. But like unexpected Darth Vader showing up, that called for stripping butt naked. You see that?
Unexpected Vader equals nakedness.
Right. You know.
So what about Vader Force Ghost in this one?
Oh, if he comes, the same thing applies. You know, if he shows up here, butt naked, then once again, that's why people want to go with me because they want to see if I get naked or not. Very simple. You see?
Anyway, I think that wraps it. We'll leave it with butt nakedness.
I'm waiting for the news article. All right, that's. See that.
Right. So,
check the Washington Post.
On the first episode of Sith Happens, if nakedness happens, well, you'll know if you've seen the movie.
Well, I'm guessing on that Sunday we'll probably do a review of the Last Jedi on Sith Happens. We'll do a review on the Last Jedi on Sith Happens. I'll be on it, and we'll do a live review, and we'll talk about it.
That'll work.
But once Thor gets parole and he gets out of bail,
yeah, we might have to do like a Collectorverse fundraiser to get him out of prison for.
Or just keep the money on the side just in case.
That's funny.
Thanks for coming this week, guys. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody being here. So,
questions?
No, everybody seems really quiet. So there's no questions, and we've gone like an hour and 20 minutes anyway. So.
Oh, ain't bad.
Completely the technical difficulties. I think everything's kind of going smooth now. That's
To be
good.
fair, we spent 20 minutes bitching about Jonny before he came online, so we wasted loads of time.
Love you too, guys. Love you too.
That's a good time filler. Yeah, that's all good.
Well, I'm really excited moving forward. Like I said, we've got four new members to the Collectiverse team. Not just to the Collectiverse, but the Collectiverse team in this last week to obviously cope with growth and where we want to go. New show tomorrow. New show live this week, hopefully. I'll talk to Thor and Chris after this. I've got a guest on as well.
Right.
Then we've got CV shows still going to be live next week. It's basically going to be live now until January to give me time because I'm working on the awards at the minute and the nominee videos and stuff like that.
I'll be on a cruise.
Yeah, you're on a cruise next week.
Punisher will be here.
Yeah, Punisher will be back. Putin will be back. So it'll be fine. Putin will be back. He'll be putting in a shift. So anyway, thanks for the Rogue One appearing now. He's famous. I appreciate you coming back this week. I'll send you your appearance fee later.
Yeah, I gotta have that.
Seriously, this guy, he gets one iota of fame and he's like, right, I'm going to be here at this time. You better be ready at this time. I want this on my rider. Seriously, no talks about the beard. Don't ask me about my hat. Don't ask me what's going on behind me. And it's like, fuck's sake, Jesus. I've created a monster. Honestly, I've created a monster. I swear. So,
That's because you're just so giving, Richard.
That's right.
Oh, I am. I give a lot. I give a lot. So, for being on, everybody. Thor, thanks for hosting this week, mate. I know it's your first.
Oh man, no problem.
Yeah, good job, bro.
All right,
man, appreciate it.
I'll catch you all in the Collectiverse. See you later, boys.
Good night, guys.
Jedi Chris signing off.
May the force be with you.
And also with you.
Always.